Hi, this is Allison Cooper. I am the program delivery partner for First in Alaska. And so got some coach training for you for the Masterpiece season. We're going to talk about tournaments, which are really cool and great fun. So let's get rolling. All right. So first, we're going to get rid of the boring things, logistics. You will get a registration link emailed to you if you are a registered coach, or if you register later. Just keep an eye on our website, the JAC website. We'll have a link there for you. And you can register for your local qualifier. Cost for qualifiers is $50, but if the cost of a qualifier is a showstopper for you in any way, if that's going to prevent you from playing in the tournament, please contact me. We will work something out. We want you to play in the qualifier. So we'll get something worked out for you. Watch your email for information from your tournament host, including what to bring, what the details are of your tournament, any other things you need to know in order to make that a really good experience for you. You're going to need to register your kids with First, and that includes getting your coaches, both your coaches, all set in the system. So we'll talk a little bit about that in the next session where we talk about running teams. And it's going to be a long day. It just is. It's fun. It's lots going on, but you're going to want to make sure that you can take care of the kids. So bring food, water, maybe a book or something for them. There's some downtime in the morning. There's some downtime in the afternoon. It depends on how many teams there are and things like that too. But you may want them to bring something with them. But certainly bring food. And you're never going to feel ready. 16 years, never felt ready. Come anyway. If you have a robot that can drive and score any points at all, you come. Enjoy the tournament, have fun, bring what you have, and make the best of it. It'll be a good experience. Celebrate what your kids have done. It's just a good way to end your season. And then there is a how to prepare tournament video that First has just come out with, and you can go look at that. That will be helpful to you. All right, super fun. One-day event usually. It contains a coaches meeting, an opening ceremony, a closing ceremony, a 30-minute judging session for each team. And then your team will have one practice robot run and 3 real actual robot runs that count, games that are scored and count. And again, never going to feel ready, make the best of it. You are your kid's cheerleader at the tournament. The tournaments are really, coach, don't touch the programming, don't touch the robot. It's them. So you keep your hands off of it, cheer them on, encourage them, help them to calm down if they get a little panicky, but just help them have a great day. That's your job. Okay, basic schedule. So you're going to come in when the doors open. You're going to set up your table in the pit. The pit's just a big room, and it'll have a table for each team. You can come in. You're going to want to set up a charger, place to charge your laptop, charge your robot. You can put decorations up. That's fun. You can put something up about your innovation project if you want to display something or not. Make it whatever you want it to be. It's going to be home for the day. There's a coach meeting. Don't be late. Cooper. I have a reputation, or used to. Now I run them. Practice round. That's different than practice tables. There will be some practice tables at your tournament so that, if something's not working right, or just to go check and see if they're working right, you can go out at a practice table and, check things out. Don't do that at the game tables. Game tables are set, and we're going to leave those for the game. but you will have one practice round at the game table. Your kids are going to get a chance to go and follow the procedure that your tournament is using to cue them up. Here's where you're going to stay. Here's your, here's the line. Here's who you're checking in with. And then here's where you'll line up for the match at, your table. Here's how where you'll stand. You'll split your team in half. And then they're going to run a match with the timer and the whole deal. The ref, and before the match, right, the kids are going to look at the table, make sure it's set correctly. If it's not, they'll ask the ref to please adjust it, fix whatever is on there. Then, we're good. Thumbs up. They'll run the match. When the match is done, stop the robot and then just wait. Don't touch anything else. The referees will score everything on the table, and then they'll take whatever they're using to score, a pad or a clipboard or whatever it is they're using, paper or a tablet, and then they'll go over with the kids what they've got, which missions they see that the kids have accomplished. And the kids need to, and again, it's the kids. You're standing back, trying to hear what's happening, but you're not part of this. For the practice session, you might want to get closer so that you can help clarify things if the kids have questions later. But for the matches, you're just not part of it. Cheer them on, yay! But you're not part of the conversation. So anyway, the kids are going to look at what the ref has, and then if they are agreeing with it, they'll sign the score sheet. If they have a question or they're not on the same page with the ref, that is the time to question it and ask very respectfully the ref, and then they'll get it fixed, or somehow come to a conclusion and bring the head ref in if they need to, whatever they need to do. And that's the time to do that. So that's how the practice round will run. And it is designed to be exactly like a regular match, except that there's more time between them and a little more of a guiding kind of thing. And that the score does not matter. So the kids tank at that one, great, cool. That's a perfect time to tank. Go encourage them, fix whatever it is that they need to fix. They're good. And then the other thing that happens in the morning is the judging session, and we're going to talk about the judging session in more detail in a minute. The afternoon is an opening ceremony, which is cool. We'll be there every square. Robot matches, I'm going to run 3 of them, and then the closing and awards ceremony. All right, judging session. All right, sounds scary. It's not scary. I mean, it should not be scary. Don't let your kids be scared. Judges are there. They love the program. They're all really cool folks that want to encourage your kids. Okay. So this is the way it works. The kids come into a room. They have a couple minutes to introduce themselves. They can, say their names or, our team name, and if they have a team cheer or not. They, whatever. It can be whatever you want it to be. Then they're going to talk about their innovation project. They're going to present that. We'll talk about the innovation project a little more in a second. So they'll present their innovation project. They have 5 minutes. They should not go over the 5 minutes. So time that when you're running through this with the kids. That's the thing that we tend to push. I know this as a coach. That 5 minutes can be 14 if you're not careful. You have to check it and cut it back because the judges can't let you go that long. So they may let you go a little bit over, but they can't let you go very much longer. Okay, so an innovation project presentation, and then they've got 5 minutes to ask questions so that they can get clarification and fill out their rubrics, which we will get in a second. And then the same thing happens for robot design. And usually the kids don't have as much prepared for that. That's okay. Robot design question and answer, core values, feedback. All right, rubrics they look like this. Oh, they're on the website. Look at that. So is the flow chart. Everything's on the website. It's right there. Go look at these things ahead of time so your kids know what to expect. They have the grading is right here, the teacher's grade book, if you will. So these are what the rubrics look like. And so if you're working on like your innovation project, have your kids looking at this as they go, and then they'll know what it is that is expected for the innovation project. All right. Speaking of innovation project, here we go. So in a normal year, the idea behind the innovation project is that the kids identify a problem related to the theme. Last year was energy, for instance. And they had to identify a problem related to the way that we generate, store, move, or use energy. Identify a problem, come up with an innovative solution, and then share it. And they have 5 minutes to present it live, in person. It could be anything. I have Girl Scouts. It's usually a skit. It can be a PowerPoint presentation where they're talking about it. It can be, I've seen commercials. I saw a team come out with guitars. I'm just assuming they sang a song. I don't know. It can be anything. Props are great. Costumes are awesome. It can be they should have lots and lots of fun with that presentation part. So that's the general idea. Now this year, here's what we have. Now this came from, they're in the very top of the list of resources on the first LEGO League resource page is something called the challenge overview. And this came from that. So this is what I have been using to this as my guide for the innovation project. If you find something you like better, shoot me an email and maybe I'll switch. Okay, start. How can you use technology and the arts to help engage others or increase participation in what you love to do? Okay. Identify a specific problem related to sharing your hobbies or interests. Research your problem and solution ideas. Design and create a solution that helps people learn about your passions. Share your ideas, collect feedback, iterate on a solution, and communicate your solution with a live presentation at an event, which is this tournament. So they're going to be using this basic process here. So this is what they're doing with their innovation project. We'll have another session here talking more about the innovation project. So we all went, what? All of the coaches that have been doing this before kind of looked at this and scratched our heads and said, my goodness, this is vague and open-ended and, all that. There was another year that was vague and open-ended, and we whined, and it resulted in some really amazing stuff. So I'm not going to whine this year. They then came out with this blog post that you see on the screen, August 30th. And so go look at it. It came out on Team Blast on September 1st, so you can get a link straight to it if you want. But basically, a quick summary is chill out, it'll be okay. We want the kids to be creative and go wild with this, so chill out. So read the blog, and we'll look more at this later. But so that's the innovation project. They're going to spend 5 minutes sharing, trying to communicate as clearly as they can. Prototypes are great. Visuals are great. But somehow they're going to communicate what their solution is to the judges. And then the judges are going to spend 5 minutes asking them questions to clarify and to finish filling out the rubrics. Then robot design is similar, except that the kids, sometimes they have a very polished presentation. I've had teams of mine that come in with a nice, board with all kinds of stuff. And then most of mine, honestly, kind of come in and go, here's my robot. And they smile. It has wheels, That's okay. Any of those those are fine. If a team, it's better if they have some kind of presentation. They know what they built, why they built the one they did. Usually they're using a design that came from somewhere. They should give credit. They know what sensors it has. They know motors it has. If they have attachments, they should have those with them. They should have their laptop with coding. You can also print out the code. That can be helpful. The judges are trying to identify what the thought process was and understand the team's journey through the season with the robot game and with the robot design. Okay, that is what they're after. So they'll present, the judges will ask questions in order to, again, understand better and so questions that the judges are going to ask are things like, what's your favorite mission? What's your best mission? What's the most reliable mission? Which ones, how many missions do you complete? Well, things like that. Okay, they're not things that the kids are going to have too much trouble answering. Okay. And then I guess let me step back. When the kids go into the judging room, they go in. Usually, an adult or two can go in and watch. I don't remember if I said this, but you're just there to watch. No communication at all with the team, even like glances. So I've had teams that would try to read my face. And when I have a team like that and I realize it, I don't go in because I don't want them to try to do that, because the idea is that they are presenting, it is all them. And I don't want them to try to like take any cues off me. And I don't want to be unintentionally giving them cues, partly because they would probably be wrong cues. But the idea is that, you can go in and watch, usually check at the coach meeting, and typically we're allowed to video. So ask that question too. And that can be really useful. And when you video, I used to just video the presentation, and I found that the questions and answers are really useful to video as well. So that might be a thought there. Okay, let's move on. Core values. So another thing that they're going to do is they're going to have a few minutes where they're going to ask the kids questions about core values. Now they're watching the core values the entire time the kids are in the judging room. If they are all sharing and answering and taking turns and they're very respectful with each other, that's what you want to see. If one kid is answering all the questions, or you have something like that, or it looks like, they're not, somebody's being left out all the time, that's problematic. And certainly, if there's things that look like there's friction in there, you don't want that going on. But this is a specific time when they're asking questions, and they'll ask things like, was there a time your team had a disagreement? And if so, how did you guys resolve it? They want to know, how does your team work together? How do you solve problems as a team? If you can you name a time that you used your core values outside of first? So it's good to have your kids think about some of these things before the tournament. Otherwise, they sometimes can know the answers and they just won't come to mind. So you might be asking your kids some questions about the core values. Okay, so those are things that we go through. And then the last thing that happens in there is some feedback. So they'll go through the innovation project, the robot design, and core values. And I'll give you some feedback. And the feedback comes like, okay, so we really liked the way you researched this part of your innovation project. And, they're going to come up with something they really liked. And then they'll say, you might consider looking at that. Okay, so the idea is that the feedback should be, something we really liked, and then something you should look at, or something else to, take them farther or something. So no matter whether it's a really, really sharp team or a brand new team, they have that encouragement of something that we liked, and then something to go and, further. So then after you leave, the judges are going to sit down, finish filling out the rubrics. So it's really important to stay on schedule, because they're going to do that rapidly. And then as soon as they're done with that, another team comes in. So it's important for us to stay on schedule. So don't be late to your judging session. Okay, this is the fun, exciting, loud time. We're going to have an opening ceremony. Invite your parents. Come on, everybody come. Invite everyone you know. This is really cool. They'll come in, they'll watch the opening ceremony. Then there will be 3 matches that each team gets to do. So everybody does like round 1, and then everybody will do round 2, everybody do round 3, and it's kind of randomized. So it's 2.5-minute match. One of the things I love about First Lego League is only the highest score counts. So you go up, everything goes wrong, you score dismally. So go make the second one better. And it doesn't matter if the first one was 0 or 1 point less than the next one. It doesn't matter. Only your highest one counts. So that helps me have something to really encourage my kids with. So only the highest one counts. If you tie, then we have to go to the second one. And then look at the rules really, really, really well. No one likes surprises at the tournament, so you want to make sure you know what the rules are so that you don't have surprises at the tournament. But also, the way that First Lego League works is, if it doesn't say you can't do it, you can. So we want the kids to be super creative. So for instance, you look at the field, there's all these orange levers. If the rule for the mission and the scoring condition doesn't say you have to use the orange lever, you don't have to use the orange lever. Don't read any more into that than what it says. So we'll talk more about that in the robot game section. But the basic idea is, if it doesn't say you can't, then you can. And so it's really fun to watch how these kids can be thinking out of the box. Okay, and then we have the closing and award ceremony, which is also fun. They all get medals, high five line. We've been doing fist bumps and stuff like that lately. Some teams will walk away with trophies. If your team is fixated on the trophy, help them to focus elsewhere. There is so much more to First Lego League than the trophy and the winning. Those core values and just the whole overall experience and what they're going to get out of it and what they're going to learn. And the fun is really more what you're after. So this is years 16, 17, something for me. Usually I coach 2 teams. We've gone to state a lot. It just happens, but that's not our goal. My goal, a winning season to me, is when we walk out of the tournament and we say, next year we're going to do this. Next year, can't wait till next year. Next year is going to be great. If we all want to come back next year, them and me, we win. That's what we're after. So there are 8th grade teams that have done this for 5 years. There are 4th grade teams that they've never seen this stuff, and they're all competing together. Okay, so the playing field is not level, if you will. And it wasn't designed so that winning was the biggest thing. It's really about the experience. We want this to be a great experience for you, your team, no matter where they are on that continuum. Have I seen fourth grade teams beat eighth grade teams? Sure, I have. But we don't want to focus on the trophies. We want to focus on the big picture and the experience they're going to have and the fun there and all of that sort of thing. Okay. But there are some trophies. There will be trophies handed out. Some teams are going to advance and be invited to the state championship. They may not be the teams that won the trophies. The advancements are based on all four areas weighted equally. The trophies are based on the specific topic, the thing that the trophy is for. For instance, if you have the highest robot game score, you win the robot game trophy. If you don't have a squat for an innovation project because you focused all your attention on the robot game, you're probably not going to advance, but you got a great robot game. And that's fine. You just have to manage your expectations and your kids' expectations. Okay, let's see, where are we now? Oh, subtle reminder. This guy, know this guy. Your kids should know this guy. It's written so simply for them to be able to follow it and understand it and read it and go look at it. So get them into it. And then another reminder about gracious professionalism at the game table is going to be scored by the refs as well. All right. So we expect gracious professionalism to happen everywhere. In the judging room, for sure, it's part of it. Game table, spectators should be doing it. Everyone, everywhere. Our volunteers, everybody's got that going on. All right, and then just another quick reminder, don't forget your resources, challenge updates. That challenge overview is that top one. That's where some of those things came from. But all of the resources you need pretty much are on that website right there. And then just a reminder of the other website or other resources that are there. And there we go. Next up, we're going to talk about team management, how we are going to get the kids ready for this tournament we just talked about. And then we'll do some more in-depth on the innovation project, the robot game, and then resources, and we'll wrap things up. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you on the next one.